nutrition, stress, and physical exercise are things that a lot of my friend group, myself, try to do to maintain a healthy mind and optimize cognition. But there's also that other part, like you mentioned, where you need to work out that muscle. You need to work out your brain and actually be doing things to address perhaps your shortcomings. And, I'm a big reader. I love reading, read all the time. Which is great for the brain. However, there's other mechanisms or processes in the brain that also need attention, which maybe you don't give by doing a bunch of reading or by doing 100 crossword puzzles. So that was where I was going with the Posit Science's Brain HQ. Finding out about that from your book was a mind-opening moment for me of just being like, if people are going to go to the gym to work out their biceps and get fit, we should be looking at our brain as having specific exercises to do to work out each particular thing. On Posit Science's Brain HQ, they have, memory, attention, interpersonal skills, navigation. These are all things that they've developed specific exercises to address.
It's mostly what is called processing speed.
Right.
So memory, attention can be benefits, but the key thing they train is called processing speed, either auditory or visual. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
No. That's all. That's really the only point I wanted to make was just that I like the analogy that's presented in the book of a gymnasium. We need to go to the brain gym, and we need to, there's a squat rack, and that's good. A metaphorical squat rack that's good for your processing speed, and another one that's good for your navigation, and it's how far away from this being ubiquitous in our culture do you think we are from people really looking at their brain as something that they need to spend time developing the separate parts of?
Well, this is the part of the interview where there's already so many things I want to say at the same time. It's a pity we only have one mouse. Okay, so let me try to, and this is called working memory, which is the ability to hold different pieces of information at the same time. So do I answer to that question or to the thought I had before that I think builds into then that question? So first I will answer the question. I think that still will take a while at the population level. What is happening at the general level is that people are getting very, very enthused by one thing, which is great. It is many people are using meditation apps, which is great. Many people are using all these cognitive training exercises, which is great. Other people are focused on nutrition, which is great. I think some people love crossword puzzles, which is great. We can talk about that in a second. Mm-hmm. So I think that's already a first step. It's like people realizing it's not about genes. It's not about being fatalist. That, well, why should I try anything? Because that's who I am. That's my genes. Everything is in decline. Why bother change everything? So what is a very positive first step is people take more control or try to be more proactive about their mental fitness, brain health, and realizing maybe we still don't know perfectly well what everyone should be doing, but we do have guidelines. And as long as you feel you are doing something and that something is helping you, that's a great first step. And I see that everywhere. So that has been a very positive development in the last 10, 15 years. That second level, and okay, so now realizing the metaphor, hey, if I only do one thing, is great start, but it's not enough. I have to do other things. I mean, I think that will be a natural second level, hopefully soon. We don't know yet when. Where I do see that happening already is more from the rehab perspective. But typically that comes when someone has a therapist or a psychologist or someone actually helping understand, hey, these are your particular weaknesses, maybe after some big problem, and then how you are going to help rehabilitate and develop. So people have more guidance about, well, I need to improve on these 4 things, and then you do that. At the population level, it is not so well understood. But let me, back to your comment, for example, you like reading, and I love reading as well, and it fits into this. So one big thing that we discuss in the chapter on mental exercise is that the 3 key ingredients for good mental exercise are novelty, variety, and a degree of challenge, of effort. So if you spend, let's say, 10 hours a day reading, this is just an example, and you just read the same type of books by the same authors on the same topics, that is not going to be as beneficial as if you read different types of books. If you like fiction, well, maybe you have to read more nonfiction, and vice versa. Or if you like to read, okay, why don't you write a short story or a novel? Not because you want to sell it as a bestseller, but just the effort to think, hey, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to write a short story, engages different circuits and different neurons that otherwise would be neglected. So the point is the cross-training. And that's, I think, what we say in the chapter is, think about the brain not as the one, use it or lose it. That's a bit misleading. When people know that use it or lose it, seems to assume there's one it. And that's not correct. The brain is true. It's one system, but has a lot of different circuits supporting very different networks and different functions. So it's very important to approach things in a much more balanced and comprehensive way, which you can do, again, adding novelty, variety, and challenge in many, many different ways. Could be changing what you read, writing more, learning how to dance, learning a foreign language. I mean, this traveling to different places, probably not these days, but the point is, if people understood that, it's very simple. Okay, novelty, variety, and challenge, and we can ask why, and then you can implement it in any ways you want. And we also, the point I want to make out crosswords. So the first maybe 100 or 200 crossword puzzles or Sudoku puzzles are excellent. It forces you to pay attention. By doing so, you are training your attention, it improves your working memory, improves many things. But after you've done 10,000 of them, number 2001, the marginal benefit is extremely low. It's more like a routine activity. You do probably without even thinking that much. And you can even see that at the neuroimaging level. So at that point, maybe it's when you have to try to do something completely different. Maybe the Brain HQ program or there's many other programs, or vice versa. If you're obsessed with computer games, and many people are, well, maybe young people should do more crossword puzzles, right? Yeah. Because typically we don't do them. So that's a very important principle.